Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ryan Poe, and today I am walking through my local Crapo Park, which Google thinks is called Crapo. So, there's that. Today's album, I'm going to be listening to 21 Pilots' Blurryface. Now, unlike some of the albums I've done on here before, I actually know a few of the songs off of this album. Stressed Out was a song that I listened to plenty when it first came out. It was all over the radio. Kind of easily relatable song, honestly. Ride, maybe not as well known, but it sticks in my head pretty well. And then there's also Tearing My Heart, which I don't know why I know that one, but I do. I don't remember hearing it that much on the radio, but who knows. But last but certainly not least, my favorite song on the album that I know so far, Heavy Dirty Soul. Heavy Dirty Soul was actually featured on Madden 16, which, if you haven't heard, is an absolutely fantastic soundtrack. There's multiple bands that I listen to nowadays that I kind of learned from that soundtrack. So, I decided, you know what? Let's go back and listen to 21 Pilots. Listen to some of the bands from there. 21 Pilots is also kind of interesting because I actually just listened to recently their newest album called Breach. And funnily enough, one of the singles off of that, City Walls, was my third most played song on the year 2025, according to Spotify. So, I have some good times with 21 Pilots, but I'm curious to hear what I will think about what is probably their most acclaimed album in their career so far. Alright, let's get into it. Something I didn't get to show off because of how dark it got the other night, and since I was walking in the dark, is this bridge over here. As you can see, it's closed right now, and it's even close to the sidewalk. This is the Cascade Bridge. It has been closed since 2008, and I think they decided they were going to deem it a historical place or something like that. But yeah, it's a bridge that's been closed all this time because it's just not deemed safe for driving. So I figured, I'd chill out here for a second. I do believe the bottom side of it has some graffiti and stuff, but yeah, thought it'd be interesting to show. Funnily enough, I'm actually walking on the outskirts of a completely different park right now than the one I started in. About 2 blocks away from Crapo Park, we have another park called Dancourt. Now, this one has a few different types of things. It's a little bit more of a traditional style park. Baseball fields, softball fields, whatever fields. Also got a swimming pool. It's got a skate rink, a pretty nice playground for kids, and, most importantly to me, a disc golf course. I don't play as much as I used to. I'm hoping I can get into better shape to be able to start regularly playing again, though. That's what these walks are for. Getting healthier and listening to new music at the same time. Let me be completely honest here. Blurryface is a fantastic album. I still think that Breach is a better album by 21 Pilots, but I completely understand where these guys are coming from and how they grew such a big reputation that they have. I mean, just looking at the beginning of the album, you have, right off the top, Heavy Dirty Soul, followed by Stressed Out, followed by Ride. That's a fantastic 1-2-3 punch. Then, you've got their next song's okay. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. You got to remember also that I'm just literally looking at my camera. It's not like I have any script or anything. And a lot of times when I'm walking while I'm doing the chats, you can tell that my mind is mainly focusing on going forward instead of focusing on what I'm actually saying, right? What I was very surprised by was how good the second half of the album was. Um, Obviously, they have the heady hitters. Um, uh, I also, from the beginning of the album, I love Lane Boy. That's a fantastic song that I think I've heard before, but I can't tell you for certain. But then, when you get to the later half of the album, you have some fantastic, deep cuts on it. To give some examples, let me look at my list really quickly here. Towards the end of the album, I absolutely love We Don't Believe What We See on TV, Message Man, and Hometown. They are fantastic songs. And Goner, while I'm not going to add it to my playlist, is a fantastic closer to this story that they're trying to tell. Now, do I understand the story of Blurryface? No. I'll just be completely honest, I don't right now. I know that they're trying to tell a story, and I can hear some of the moments happening within them. Maybe at some point I'll go through and learn the lore of 21 Pilots. I know that they have a big lore story around them. But until then, we'll just go with this. If I have any more thoughts I want to add, I'll do it in post, like I normally do. So really, I don't have a lot extra to add to my post initial review. Um, a lot of the stuff I said is pretty much how I felt about it. I loved Heavy Dirty Soul, Stressed Out, Ride. I have Tearing My Heart on my playlist. Um, I have Lane Boy, Lane, 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 like bowling lane, not lame. I might have misenunciated that during the video. We Don't Believe It's on TV, Hometown, and Not Today. All those songs are added to my playlist. So, and Goner, fantastic song that is good with the concept of the album itself. So instead of talking more about that, I figured I'd show what I'm using for tech right now. So what I've got here are the Anchor Soundcore Aerofit 2s. They are an open ear wireless headset that I use to be able to listen to my music while I'm walking. Pretty straightforward, nice, easy. And they allow me to be able to still hear stuff coming at me or anything like that, but still being fully immersed in the music. They are, I want to say about $100 when I bought them. I think I bought them on sale, so they're probably maybe more expensive than that normally. But I mean, sometimes it's okay to buy the more expensive tech to get the stuff done. The lights on this is really good, honestly. I wear them during my job a lot of times, and they'll last like 6 to 8 hours straight, depending on how loud I have the volume going. For a 12-hour shift, like if I just put them in my headset, put them away for maybe like a half hour, get them back out, I can listen to music the entire 12-hour shift, basically. Just take away a half hour to an hour altogether throughout the shift. It's pretty nice. Um, and then, yeah. So that's what I'm using to listen to my music. My phone, it's a Galaxy 25 Ultra. That's not really a big deal, I don't think. There's probably someone like, you could use an Apple, or maybe I should be using a better streaming service to listen to my music. Right now, I'm using Spotify. I do have it updated to lossless audio, but whether that actually works or not with these headsets, it does sound better than it used to. I do know that, but we'll see. Right now, I'm not the only person who uses the Spotify plan, so that's what I'm going to keep using for now. Funnily enough, I do want to actually talk about that Cascade Bridge a little more. To give it some more context to it, it was created in 1896, and it is on the list for historic bridges in the state of Iowa. In fact, it even has its own Wikipedia article, funnily enough. It is on the U.S. National Register of Historic Places, along with another place that I will show off at some point. I know I'm like 95% sure the other place is, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. The reason I kind of want to talk about it is it was closed for vehicular traffic in 2008, and it was closed for pedestrians even walking across it in 2019. Now, why this is important to talk about is Iowa, Burlington, everybody's been trying to get funding for it. Now, it's going to get a little political, okay? I apologize, but it's part of the story. If you want to be able to see what I'm talking about, I'm going to post the Iowa Public Radio article in the description. Um, Apparently, the funding that was supposed to be going to helping the bridge ended up getting cut during the last legislative session. In On this article published on May 14th, 2025, it talks about how um public public infrastructure projects kind of are just having to be cut to be able to meet the certain budget spending proposals for the big beautiful bill. I'm not even kidding. Like, it is what is said on this article here. So, unfortunately, because of that, this bridge that they were hoping to be able to restore at some point, especially with its, historic importance to the city, may never be able to be used again. I mean, it's cool that in a way it will be able to still look like its classic national glory, but it's also kind of just disappointing to be able to see something like this not be able to be used. Like, you saw the bridge on the video and the pictures I posted as I was making the video. It's it's frustrating. I think that's the best way to put it. Is it ever going to affect me that I can't drive on it? No. But for the people who have lived here for years, there are people who are talking about how they miss being able to just walk across the bridge to be able to go to the pool there at Dancourt. You know, I haven't lived in this town long enough to be able to understand that type of memories or pain to not be able to do those types of things. So, yeah, maybe at some point during this upcoming year, they can try to see if maybe they can get the funding back. If they do, I will talk about it in a video when I'm walking there again. But for now, unfortunately, it does look like that bridge will just keep staying closed until the foreseeable future. How long will it take before they can open that bridge back up? Only time will tell. Anyway, let's get into the new music. Okay? I'm going to spin that wheel. Thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.